Hey guys, it is Monday, the 8th of April. I just decided to come on live to do a reading, seeing as it is, I'm just looking at my heading to remember it all, a new moon in Aries full solar eclipse, okay? So a lot of energies going on today. Now, I know next to zero about astrology, but I've been watching different people talking about these things. Aries is a fire sign, which means it can be pretty dramatic, right? And then the full solar eclipse just means that there can be a lot of stuff going on. Sorry, we're also in Mercury retrograde to add to all the chaos, right? However, having said that, I do not believe in the way a lot of people are making people fearful of this full solar eclipse and whatnot. Even Mercury retrograde, I don't tend to worry about it because, quite frankly, what you think about is what you attract to yourself. If you're afraid of everything, you're going to attract things that'll make you more fearful. If you're worried about this, that, and the other, you're only going to draw that stuff to you. Whereas if you go about your daily business happy and not stressing about silly things and worrying about everything, then you'll attract more goodness to your life, you know. So that's weird. I saw kind of a flash or something down there on the ground. I decided to come on to do a live reading for this. So I am using my gorgeous Dame Darcy Queen Alice Tarot. And I only got this, last week. The box I got is a newer version, as Frank told me, because I kind of thought this was an older version for some reason. The box actually opens at the bottom, which I don't like. The older version opened up from the side with a magnetic closure right down the side. Whereas this one, it opens up like this, the box comes out like this, the cards go in there, right? But when you slide it back in with the cards in it, the weight, because the magnet is here, if you think about it, the magnet's only around the very edge, right? So when the cards are in there, the weight of them means that this opens up and this slides out. So I have to go around carrying the box upside down, if you get me, you know, which is really quite annoying. Because obviously I don't want my cards just falling out randomly here, there, and everywhere. So while I love the box and I'm loving the cards, and even the little book is really nice, but this box just slides open. Hey Mel, that's really weird because you were there in the chat, but it's still showing me that there's no one watching, which is kind of strange. Anyway, how are you, girl? I was just saying how it's ridiculous how a lot of people online are making people afraid of all this stuff that's going on up in the skies. I was really hoping you'd be on talking about this topic. What? That's crazy. You may have missed me saying already so that I know next to nothing about astrology. I couldn't even name the 12 zodiac signs in order for you. I don't have a clue, right? I know I'm Libra, which is an air sign. I do know Gemini and Aquarius are also air signs because a few friends of mine are Gemini, and that's crazy. And my husband is Aquarius. So I do know that much. I know I'm Virgo rising. Virgo is an earth sign. I know that. I do know that's associated with the Knight of Pentacles because I love the Knight of Pentacles. So I know a few basic bits like that. But I mean, I was watching people this morning and Mother of God, they were going on about how this planet is in conjunct with this planet and this planet is squaring off this planet. And Jesus Christ, I didn't have a clue what they're on about. But anyway, I know a very basic amount. But what does bother me, like I said, is the fact that some people are making videos going on about what a desperate day this is going to be astrologically, and people should stay indoors and not communicate with anyone and all this crap. But like with anything, they like to make us fear everything, which I'm completely against. This last 4 years, horrendous years, has been nothing about making people afraid of every effing thing, and it just pisses me off. So I'm not here to make hey, how are you, Anne? So I'm not here to make anyone afraid of anything. I just pulled 3 cards. So what to let go of, what to focus on, and what to do to look after yourself today. My bloody dog starts barking like a lunatic the second I come on. I'm actually going to tell you a quick little story first. I don't usually focus on things like Mercury retrograde and stuff, but oh, you're an Aries, nice one. Stop it! But I did have a little outburst over the weekend, which I was blaming Mercury retrograde for. Saturday night, there was, oh, I'd say easily up to 100 15-year-olds in the house next door. Having a mad drinking party. There was extremely loud music. I wouldn't mind the music, but the fact that it was going on past the time that loud music was supposed to go on past. What was actually more annoying than anything was the horrendous screaming and roaring that they were doing in the house, out in the back garden, out in the front garden. I was worried about my property because the two that own it are criminals and they would have told them to do stuff to annoy me, And they're apparently selling the house. So this was one big let's annoy Jackie one last time kind of a thing, But it was when I saw, and I'm not even going to tell all the details because I get myself arrested, but when I saw cigarette butts being thrown, over the fence into my garden, that's when I completely lost my shit. And I went out to the back garden, picked them up and fucked them back in over the fence, excuse my French, and started screaming and roaring all sorts of obscenities at them, telling them keep their disgusting shit in their own disgusting place and all the rest of it. Then I went to the front door. I'll have to omit some bits, but I slammed on the glass panel at the side of the front door with my hand numerous times. And they were all inside losing their shit. Hey, Fatima. Screaming, the cops are here, hide and don't answer the door and all this. They were completely losing it inside. It was absolutely hilarious. And one was trying to peek out the glass to see who was there. And then some smart arse came out. Hey, Ramon. Then one smart arse child came out the side of the house, peeked out, saw me, whispered to the rest of them that it wasn't the cops. And so I went in the side of the house. Oh, sorry, I'd rang the doorbell about 5,000 times too. I went nuts on the doorbell, right? They still weren't answering the door. So I went around the side and there was a gang of them hiding around there. And I started screaming and shouting obscenities at them about the fact that they were throwing their cigarette butts into my place. And I'd heard them saying that it wasn't the cops there. So I screamed at them that the cops are coming up, I said, because I fucking called them. And I lost my shit completely. So I do feel like this, no, Anne, because the parents allowed them to have the party there and told them to cause as much trouble as possible because to annoy me, because they're criminals, the two of them, and I had horrendous years of where I was almost a basket case because of these two psychopaths. It went on for years, and now they're selling, which is good because I'll hopefully never have to see them again. But yeah, there was no point telling the parents because the parents would have told them to do it, So because it was the daughter who flicked the cigarette butts. I mean, no normal child in a house next door to some other normal people would deliberately throw cigarette butts into someone else's garden who they don't know. It was the daughter threw the cigarette butts in. So so it was a shocking weekend. I lost my shit. So I do feel like the crazy energies that are happening at the moment did affect me. No, and like I get you. Don't believe me, I get you. But this wasn't even the worst thing that's been done. Like I told the cops on the phone. I rang the cops twice before they actually came up, and I told the cops that there was a lot of 15-year-olds in there drinking. But they went on and on about how there's nothing they could do. If they didn't answer the phone, if they didn't answer the door, there was nothing they could do. And sure, of course, there's going to be a responsible adult in there. I said, no, there's not, because the parents left hours ago. I said, I know exactly what's going on here, but they didn't believe a word I said. I was the crazy one, it seems. But even over the years, when those girls when the youngest two, one of them would have been about 6 months, and the other one was maybe 3 years old, and the mother used to leave them home alone to go out and collect the older daughter from horse riding and this and that and the other. Like a toddler and a baby at home alone, So this has been going on for years, and I don't care because they're not my problem. They're scumbags. And like reporting them to anyone would do nothing. I don't know what these people, I don't know what hold she has over people, but anyway. It all went down over the weekend. And she was here all day yesterday, and she was here this morning when I came home. But thankfully, she's done nothing. They've done lots of damage to our place and cars and stuff over the years. But with all this crazy energy going on in the solar system at the moment, hopefully that means that the house will be sold ASAP and they'll be gone forever and ever. Amen. So I've pulled 3 cards. Like I said, what to let go of, what to focus on, and what to do for self-care today. So what to let go of is this beautiful Page of Pentacles. Now, this Page of Pentacles, this is Alice, she's sitting down with her cat in her lap and she's looking at her pentacle. So pages, oh, absolutely, Karma, we'll get them. Eventually, I'd imagine. This pentacle, oh, I did get the deck, yeah, and thanks. I was disgusted when I had read your comment on your deck review saying that someone asked you about it and you said, oh, I've moved it on since or whatever. And I was like, fuck, and I was going to ask Anne if she had it. So I found it anyway on a Finnish website, and well, someone sent me a link. My lovely friend Maya sent me a link, and I got it. So the pages are about learning, right? So this is saying to me, what to let go of is you've been sitting down on your arse for quite a while, let's say. Oh, nice one, Frank. You've been sitting down on your arse for quite a while, doing all the learning you need to do, and what you need to let go of is the sitting around and actually put into action what you now need to do to move on in life, right? I've loads more to get rid of anyway. I know, yeah, but see, I don't like even looking these days because I'm selling decks myself, you know, trying not to buy anymore. So let go of calling me out this card. Good stuff. I know, right? Absolutely, me too. Like, Jesus Christ, I keep saying I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and anyway. So today, with all this big portal energy, full solar eclipse energy of kind of getting out there and putting plans into action and stuff, we need to get up off our arses. We need to let go of sitting around, doing all the learning we think we need to do, and actually move, right? Because what we need to focus on is the 9 of Pentacles. So there's movement in this card, right? Here we have the 4 suits of a playing card deck, which obviously relate to the 4 suits of the tarot. So this gives me magician vibes in that you have all the tools you need to go and get your 9 pentacles, right? Here she is at the bottom of the staircase up to this beautiful castle, which is the Red Queen's castle in the story, right? So what you need to focus on is starting to make your way up these steps to get to where you want to be, okay? So I'm not saying go out and do everything you need to do today to earn this kind of abundance in your life, right? But get on the first step, make the first moves. For me, maybe make a video telling people you're open for tarot readings and you know, all the rest of it. So, and if you think about it, right, these are 2 opposite energies. So what you need to let go of is the sitting around, telling yourself you need to do more learning. What you need to focus on is actually putting yourself out there. I'm starting a summer course in UCD in June, so this is honestly telling me to get up and move. I freaking love it. Yeah, how cool is that? Now, the card for today, for some self-care, to look after yourself today, is, yeah, that's the one I'm getting, or that's the one I got as well, Frank, from Finland. It's a good website. I think did Maya maybe give you that website as well? It's a really good website. Obviously shipping costs are still there, but not as much as coming from America. Plus, being in Ireland, it means I didn't have customs fees as well on top to pay, you know. So what to do today to look after yourself for some self-care is the Hermit. Now, this is the, what's he called? The caterpillar sitting on his mushroom by himself. He has his, I know people call it a hookah. I once had dinner in a Syrian couple's house and they called it a shisha. So he's here smoking on a shisha, all zenned out, in quiet contemplation, figuring out what he needs to do, right? Now, the first thing I thought when I saw this card was, because everyone is saying, oh, it's a full solar eclipse, it's going to be a bad one, stay indoors, don't go out, don't talk to anyone, don't communicate with anyone, things will go wrong. That's the first thing I thought when I saw this card, but that is absolutely not what I'm saying. I'm still going out about my daily business, because if you're living fear, you're going to end up in more fear, you know? But what this card is saying to me today is that while you are sitting in quiet contemplation with no one around you, like I am now, because my kids are in school, my husband's at work, except for the dog barking, obviously. But when you're on your own, take the time, look deep within, and figure it out. Figure out for yourself the baby steps that you need to take to get on this staircase of moving forward in your life, you know? Well, this is exactly for you then, Anne, because you need to figure out yourself today, while in this energy of manifestation and kind of uh excited Aries fire energy today. You need to go inside and find those fiery passions inside yourself to drive you forward, you know. Because we can't live in fear. It's crazy, you know. I mean, I didn't live even at the start of lockdown. I was still going out and doing my daily business, and all the rest of it, because why would you stay indoors, you know? People have to live, people have to breathe fresh air. I'll be definitely going out more as my redundancy is coming up, so I need an outlet. Yeah, yeah. And make sure, like, even things like for you, like get back onto YouTube. You know, I'd be doing lives. I'm friends with a load of other tarot readers on YouTube who watch my lives, whose lives I watch. You know, get in with the gang, kind of stay in contact with people who like-minded people, you know, who will kind of keep you in high vibes and look after you as well, you know, when you're, and kind of encourage you to get back out and to do things like you would have before, you know. Yeah, sounds cool. Frank, I'm so excited for you getting this deck tomorrow. You're going to absolutely freaking love it. Even the fact that I had heard, you know, obviously I'd watched deck reviews and saw that it was not matte, which I was not impressed with because I love matte cards. But actually, these aren't high glossy at all. Like do you know the one, and I think I got it from you actually, Anne, but I got rid of it because the gloss was wrecking my head. The Radiant Wise Spirit, which was, oh, the colors were shocking, the glossiness was shocking. It was the line work in the images were so thick that it was very childish, kind of rendition of the original RWS. It was just really, it was really bad. I didn't like it. But the gloss was the worst thing because the cards just slid all over the place. And I thought that was going to be the way with this, but it's not. It's not high gloss at all. No, absolutely not, Frank. No, sorry. The one thing you have to do when you get this deck, Frank, right? But they weren't stuck together. Well, they weren't. They weren't. What I mean is all this this silver edging was stuck together. So like the cards, the images themselves weren't stuck together. But what you have to do is like you have to kind of just bend them back and forward just to like unstick the silver edging, if you get me. That was the only issue with it. But once you did this a few times and just kind of like flick the corners and stuff, and it kind of just unstuck the silver edging was all, you know. So, oh wow. That deck I collabed on arrived in Dublin not long ago. Nice one. So that's the only thing with this deck, Frank. Otherwise, it's perfect, right? I was a bit iffy about the book because I knew from people's deck reviews that what's in the book is not describing the images she chose for the different cards. It's just basic kind of Rider-Waite-Smith meanings, so to speak. But it's actually really nice because there is descriptions in it that I've kind of not heard before and stuff like that. And then she put like some of them have little lines from the book and stuff to further explain, the meaning or whatever. So it is a really nice little book, actually, and I'm delighted with it. So I'm glad I got the newer version with the book, and I've really come around to the backings, because I thought I was getting the one with the nice kind of turquoise backs. So I was surprised when this came out, because there was no, on that website, there was only the one image, I think, or maybe just a few images of the box. So I didn't realize, and it was the box, in the plastic. So I didn't realize it wasn't the side opening box and that. I don't know if you heard me saying that at the start, Frank. The other one had the magnetic closure at the side, so it was the magnet fully down the side. And it was much better, because this one, when the cards are in there, the weight makes this pop open and this fall out. So you could easily drop your cards all over the place. So just beware of that. Make sure you hold your box upside down if you're walking around with it in your hand, because they will fall out. Okay, that's the only little issue. Just have to bend the cards a bit to unstick the silver edging, and make sure you hold the box upside down, because it does open by itself, right, with the weight of the cards. So that's it. So guys, I hope you like the reading. I'm going to leave it there, because I must go and have some lunch and stuff before I go back out to school. Yeah, I never understood that about the box. Yeah, it's completely not making sense. Christine, absolutely. You can do whatever you want. There's so many theories, right, about the tarot. This whole, you can't buy your first deck, completely ridiculous. Buy whatever you want. You could be waiting forever for someone to gift you a tarot deck, and it may never happen. So buy yourself a tarot deck. Read for yourself. Wrap the cards in silk. Don't wrap the cards in silk. It's all complete codswallop. Do whatever you feel. What I did when I was starting tarot is I watched loads of different people talking about how to get started in tarot, and I tried all sorts of different things. Some things I loved, some things I didn't love. Mel, go get yourself a deck. You're up in the city, go into Dervish and get yourself a deck if you want to get yourself a deck. It's completely ridiculous that people think things like that. Can one read their own tarot for themselves? Because I heard differently. Yeah, do whatever you want to do, girl. Tarot, yeah. Good God. I read my own cards. I read cards for other people. I teach people how to read cards, all sorts. You can do whatever you want. It's insane, things that people say and believe to be true. That's why I have no deck. Mel, I hope you go and get yourself one, girl, because it's crazy. Absolutely crazy. My first deck, my first 10 or 20 decks I bought myself, but I don't keep decks if I haven't been using them. After kind of 6 to 12 months, I sell them on, because I'm not trying to collect stuff. I want to actually have ones that I want to use, That's mad. Mel, I know I said this before, but if you're ever interested in meeting up, we're only 20, 30 minutes away from each other or whatever. So let me know if you want to meet up and pull cards and chat and stuff. But for God's sake, go get a deck, will you? If you want to, obviously. I'm not forcing you to go get a tarot deck. That's crazy though, Christine, that people say that. Because tarot cards are the best thing ever. I'm obsessed. I do have oracle decks too, but I just I don't know. I'm really all about the tarot, So I'm going to leave it there, guys, because we're nearly up on half an hour. Do you girls, especially Christine, as soon as you sound new enough, do you have any more questions before I leave it off? Anne has been around the tarot world for a long time. Frank seems to know his way around the tarot. He has a lot of beautiful decks. So do you want to throw out any more questions before I finish up? We'd be happy to answer. That's mad. Absolutely mad. The only thing I would say, Christine, is that like some people find that they pull their cards for themselves, but they can't make sense of them. Do you know what I mean? Like some people can't actually read for themselves because they look at their cards they pull for themselves and they go blank, whereas they find it easy to read cards for other people. Some people can only read cards for themselves and go blank if they're reading for other people. And some people can read for themselves and other people. I have no problem reading for myself or others. So unless that's what they meant, but I know some people do say you shouldn't read for yourself. But it's just that people would believe that you'd be too caught up in your own emotions to be able to read your own cards objectively, say. But they do say that if you're in an overly emotional state, don't read your cards. Wait till you've kind of calmed down, maybe do a bit of meditation to kind of relax yourself so that you're kind of more in tune with your intuition before you pull the cards, So things like that make sense. But as for people saying don't read for yourself, is ridiculous. So Lance, if you have no more questions, I'm going to leave it there. But after this post, by all means, if you think of any questions, do post them in the comments, I myself and the girls or anyone else who there's a load of tarot readers anyway watch my videos, so they'd all be happy to reply and give you answers if you want to know anything, So guys, I'll talk to you tomorrow. Thanks a million for being here. I hope you enjoyed it and I hope you got something from the reading. I know Anne did anyway, obviously. So Anne, you go girl. And Christine, you start reading away for yourself. And Mel, go get yourself a tarot deck and let me know what you get. So thanks everyone. And I will see you tomorrow. Bye.